Hey yo, what up, YouTube family? It's your man Sandin, aka Diamond the Rough, and welcome to Sandin Reviews. Now, on this episode, I'm going to give you my review / first impression of Oceanhorn 2 Knights of the Lost Realm Nintendo Switch Edition. So let's go. So before I begin, I don't want to spoil too much about the game. So keep in mind, I won't be going into too much detail. So initially, back in September 2019, this game was released as an Apple Arcade exclusive, with this year finally getting a chance on the Nintendo Switch. So even though this is a newer game, it's actually a prequel to the 2013 game Oceanhorn Monster of Uncharted Seas, which you can also pick up on Nintendo's eShop. So the first thing you're going to notice is just how incredibly beautiful this game really is. I mean, I can't express enough how much I love the art design and color. It's just all real, vibrant, and alive. It's winter where I am right now, and when I play this game, I really feel immersed in the world, and I actually feel like I'm on some warm island. Definitely can't say enough of how much I really appreciate the graphics in this game. The world itself is really full of characters and stuff to do. You have optional side missions you can complete, as well as challenges to complete. You get a good amount to explore, and you can definitely get lost trying to find all the treasures and secrets in this game. Even though the world looks really big, there are parts where it's not so quote-unquote open world. The world map is a vast space of open world with no loading screens. But when you get to cities or deep mission areas, that's when we get some loading screens. But to be fair, the loading is actually not that bad. So even though there are loading screens, it doesn't take away from immersing you into the story / world. Now, I do have some issues with some of the animations in the game. I mean, there are a bunch of parts of the game where it just looks like the citizens are floating and walking at the same time. I think this could have been a quick fix, so I don't know why the developers haven't fixed this yet. Now, when I was fighting the Firebird and attacking it on his back, you can clearly see that it looks like my legs are inside the bird. Also, it kind of sucks that there's no locking on an enemy. Only way to really lock the camera on the enemy is when you have your shield equipped to block attacks, but other than that, there's no way. This game does an okay job of giving you different weapon types. Although you really have just your sword and your caster that uses different spells, and the occasional enemy weapon you can use, but it runs out very quickly. So far, my favorite tool you get is the grappling hook. I love zipping across the world. It makes traversing the game so much fun, and it opens up the world to a lot more. Even though you could walk in White City, it's a whole nother experience to start zipping around whenever you see those precious hook points. The game uses other modes of travel. You have boats and planes, and even a really cool transportation chamber that leads you to this like weird dimension with doors that lead to other important locations in the game. Once you find the transportation chamber in that location, there's a lot to do to unlock those things. When you play the game, you're going to start getting really annoyed at how stupid fast you deplete your stamina while you're swimming and you're running. It gets so annoying. Although this does change a bit as you start to level up during the game. And as an added bonus, I'm so happy that there's an item you get during the main storyline that allows you to swim underwater, and it adds a whole nother level of depth to this game. In my opinion, the devs really dropped the ball on the combat system in this game. The combat doesn't feel responsive as I'd like it to be, and it would be really helpful if we could lock onto the target. Despite this and the moonwalking NPC animations, I really did enjoy playing the game. And I can't express to you how annoying it is when you try and actually use your companion AI for help. Not only are they super slow at battling enemies, but there's points where they don't even listen at all to the commands you issue them. Like, what is the point in giving me companion AI if they won't even do anything? To be fair, there are times when they do listen to your commands, but it honestly feels like they barely help when battling enemies. I would have loved a deeper weapon / armor system in this game, or even a skill tree. I don't think this game has enough content to play again once you 100% complete the game, or at least at this time anyway. Alright, so what's my final verdict? In my opinion, I'm gonna have to give it 3 out of 5 butter chickens. Now don't get me wrong, I do love the graphics and story, and I do feel immersed in the life of my character. I can kinda deal with the issues with combat. What really stops me from giving it a full 5 butter chickens is I wouldn't want to play it again after I 100% it. I don't feel the game has enough content. I feel like I would beat the game and then never play it again. So I would say definitely pick it up if you're even slightly interested in the game because it's really beautiful and it has a nice story. But just so you know, or at least for right now, that once you beat it, that's it. Unless the devs decide to add in some extra content later down the line. Alright, so thanks for watching. Till the next review, peace and God bless.